morning, YouTube. Today is Friday, February 18th, and if you're wondering why it's not entirely really bright and sunny out, it's just after 7 o'clock. It's actually literally 7:03 right now. If you're wondering why I'm up so early on a Friday, the reason why is I have a second midterm for my math course today. And yes, you heard me right, a second one. The reason I have a second one is the course that I'm in, which is called Math 102, Intro to Analysis 2. Last term was 101, Intro to Analysis 1, is we have a total of 3 exams in the course. We have, the first one is an actual midterm. We take that week 5 of 10 of classes. The second midterm, which technically isn't really a midterm, but we still call a midterm, usually is taken like week 7 of classes. That's what it is right now. And then our final exams are week 11, which is the week after classes end. Because we're on a quarter system here at Drexel, the way it works is we go to class for 10 weeks, then we have final exams for another week after that, and then we have break for typically a week after that. So what I'm doing is, because it's 7 o'clock, the Hans Shoemaker Dining Center isn't open yet. In fact, nothing for food at Drexel is open yet. They don't start opening until, I believe, 7:30 here. I think the first thing to open on Friday is the Starbucks. So yeah, that's right, not even Drexel's own Starbucks is open. So I'm actually walking down right now to one of 2 Starbuckses on U of Penn's campus, at least one of 2 that I know of, and they're actually literally on the exact same street. And in fact, one is only about 6 doors down from the other one, which is actually really nice, because every now and then the one location will be closed for like maintenance or something, and the other one will be open, so it's easy enough to just go walk down the street to the other one. But since nobody's out here and the sun is just starting to come up, I thought you might want to see what the walk is like down 33rd Street at 7 o'clock in the morning. So it's actually really nice and peaceful. This is what it looks like on Friday at 7 o'clock at least. I can't vouch for the other days, because the other days I'm not up quite yet. But yeah, one of the nice things is at least math is the only thing that I've got on a Friday, and the way it works for some of the courses here at Drexel, if you have, or at least for math, the way it works is days that I have an exam, I don't have to go to class afterwards. So I typically would have class at 10 in the morning, but because I've got an exam at 8 instead, I don't have to go to class. So once I'm done with this midterm, I am done for the day. So that's kind of nice, but the exam still sucks. So we're coming up here on the intersection of 33rd and Market Streets. So you can see the lunch trucks, they're out quite early. Here's Lancaster Walk, DAC, Rec Center. So yeah, all the lights are still on here, even though you can technically see out around you, but we can afford the energy bill. So it looks like the sun is starting to come up. It's already well on its way though, so you won't be able to see it coming fully up, and plus I probably won't have time to fully capture it anyway. But as you can see on some of the buildings, sunrise is beginning to reflect. Probably looks really neat in Center City, because there's plenty of skyscrapers there, but I don't know, I've never been up for sunrise, to be honest. And willingly I wouldn't be. So there you go, there's Center City with the sunrise. It's pretty nice. There's the Haggerty Library. And for exam weeks, I believe this is open 24/7, or at least it is for courses that have a traditional final exam and a traditional midterm. I don't know about today. It's probably not open yet, anyway. So here's that one lunch truck. They're not open yet. Insomnia Cookies opens every day at 10. So yeah, the library's not actually open yet because it's not a traditional midterms week. But midterms week, the library is open 24 hours. So I guess if you really wanted to, you could fall asleep in the library midterms week too. To be honest, it may actually be more comfortable than some of the beds we've got here. Some of the beds are really terrible. So now we're coming up on Chestnut Streets here. It's the Papadakis building. They're of course already up and working on it. It's the Intercultural Center, parking garages. So, yeah, with the way UPenn and Drexel are situated, literally at this intersection, all you have to do to get to UPenn is literally just cross the street if you're on that corner. The other way it works is, honestly, I don't even know how we have the Intercultural Center here because the majority of this spot is owned by UPenn. So in fact, literally right as soon as I go past the Severia Concord, I'm on UPenn's campus. So this is UPenn's campus since they've been around a lot longer. Oh, by the way, here's what the elevator looks like outside. Their campus is, of course, considerably larger than ours, and they also can afford to have trees and grass, whereas Drexel, we will pretty much build any spot that we can get, because we haven't been around as long, so space is a luxury for us, including green space. So that's UPenn's Hill Field, I believe they call it. And then there's a little lighted walk that goes along there as well that you can use for cutting all the way down from 33rd and Chestnut to 34th and Walnut, which is down back there. So here's UPenn's parking garage. That's their law school there, I believe. At least that was their law building. I don't know if they still actually use it as their law school. They could very well be in a new building. So this apartment complex that we're coming up on now, this is Domus. This is also apartments made pretty much for students, but they're a lot nicer than University Crossings, and they're also a lot more expensive. So underneath Domus there's a couple shops. That's Eastern Mountain Sports over there. Starbucks is coming up there, but before I cross over to that Starbucks, I want to show you what I mean by the fact that there's literally another Starbucks 6 doors down. You see that? Yeah. There is another Starbucks. But the one I'm going to is that one. So that's looking up 34th Street there. 34th Street Station's the next intersection up. That's for the Market Frankfurt Line subway, which you can take into Center City and also up to what's called the Frankfurt Transportation Center, and there's 69th Street Terminal. So just waiting for the light to change here. There we go. So yeah, one of the things that Domus has, kind of in like their little entryway area, are these things. These are the bell art forms, which the birds like to sit on when it's warmer if they're not hiding in the bushes, which is one of the really funny things. If you come down here, you'll hear chirping, but if you can't find the birds, it's because they're hiding in these bushes. So there's some more bell art forms there. Here's Starbucks, so that's it. Alright, YouTube, so it's now just about 6:45. I'm done having breakfast at Starbucks. So, part 2 of my fun adventures with Drexel midterms. Gonna walk down to my testing location, which today is the main auditorium. And if you have an exam at Drexel, having an exam in the main auditorium is probably the last place possible that you want to have an exam. And the reason for that is the main auditorium is in the main building, which is the original Drexel building, so it's really old. The main auditorium, it's a huge, nice auditorium, but for testing, it really sucks, needless to say. And the reason for that is that the main auditorium was not designed to be used as a lecture hall at all, let alone an exam room. And so as a result, the chairs in there, they're all like theater chairs, but none of them have any desks or anything. So what you have to do is, before taking your seat, you have to grab literally one of these humongous slate-like things, and that serves as your desk. And so what you have to do is you have to position it between your chair and the chair in front of you. You actually have to angle it because it's such a large piece of slate. Well, it's not really a piece of slate, but basically is. They're pretty damn heavy too. And so as you're taking your midterm exam, you have to hold that, your pencil, your exam, and your calculator all at the same time, and hope that nothing slips, because if the piece of slate falls, it makes a loud noise. If your exam falls, well, good luck finding it. And if your pencil falls, well, better hope you had another one at a location that's easy to get to. And so, let's see. Oh, and if you have a calculator, you better hope to God that it's not solar powered, because the lighting in the main auditorium is really low. So in order to get enough light for your calculator, you either have to stick it straight up at the ceiling, or you're going to have to manually hold it up at the ceiling, which, needless to say, kind of looks suspicious when you're taking a midterm examination. Because if you put it on the angle on your like piece of slate desk thing, doesn't really work too well. So yeah, long story short, if you have a midterm or an exam at all in the main auditorium, for lack of a better word, and excuse the language here, it's a shit show. It really sucks. So while we're walking down here anyway, this is Chestnut Street. So there's McAllister again, Hans Shoemaker Dining Center. There's our student center, the James Cree Student Center, which is connected to the Mandel Theater over there, and McAllister Hall. This is Stratton Hall, which is connected to Disc Hall. It's a science building. These are some apartments over here. They're not apartments built specifically for students. They're just typical old apartments. A couple professors here at Drexel will live there just because it's an easy commute. So over here, there is another rail bridge with Drexel University painted on it, which I believe that's a CSX train is currently going over. So coming up on the main building now. Which you can see they're working on, because it is an old building. They do have to do a fair bit of work on the building all the time. So this area here is actually brand new. This actually used to be a parking lot, but they decided to instead fill it in and put some more grass in, some like cut through little sidewalks. Over there, those white things, those are all actually multicolor lights. Those will light up in the evenings when they're working, and they'll either be a solid color, or they can change anywhere from blue to yellow to, I think I've seen purple and pink. So this is the side entrance of the main building. This one's not as spectacular as the main one, but it does still have some pretty neat stonework. So here's the side hallway entrance. Here's the elevator, which may or may not be working today. So this is just like this hallway. We've got timelines of Drexel's history in recent years and what we're planning to do. And here is the rather spectacular great court, which is, needless to say, absolutely beautiful. And this is all tile, that's all stone. So this is the main auditorium where I've got my exam. So I'll show you part 3 when I'm done. That's it. Alright, so it's now just a little bit before 9, done with my midterm exam, so I'm going to head out of the main building now. So down there's like a game room and some offices and stuff. This is like storage and crap. So this is one way to get out if you're in the basement of the main building. Little escape route there. Alright, so we're now back outside. So I don't know if I've pointed this out yet or not, but this, I believe over here, is a disc hall. It's one of the science buildings. So again, here's a closer shot of the lights that'll turn on in the evening. And again, they're multicolor LEDs. There's the Basone Research Building. Down there's usually a bunch of lunch trucks, but right now we're working on the sewer line. So those have been temporarily relocated. Over there, I believe that's 32nd Street / JFK. That'll take you up to 30th Street. There's you cross again, Paul Peck Lemni Center. Here again's Matheson, which next term, I believe they're tearing it down. So it is going to go pretty soon, which is kind of unfortunate because there is a beautiful old Otis elevator in there from the 1960s. So disc. So this is the academic quad. It's kind of a good way to get to a bunch of other buildings. It's kind of smack in the center of campus almost. It's when the Pacadapis building is done. That's it over there. Once that's done, that cut through will be open again. There's the Corman Center. I believe math department's headquartered in there. IRT is in there as well. So in Matheson, that's the business building right now. So it'll be interesting to see where they stick all the business people when that gets torn down, because business school is fairly large over here. They do have Pearlstein, but I highly doubt they'll be able to fit the entire College of Business in Pearlstein. So they're talking about it going mostly online. So as you can see, there's a little sky bridge that connects Pearlstein and Matheson up right now. I believe it's on the second and third floors. So that's probably going to come out. I don't know if that's going to be put back in when the new building's done or not. So there's a side entrance to Matheson, side entrance to Pearlstein, and there's the Starbucks that I usually get breakfast at. This here's this is 32nd and Market, so yeah, that's JFK up there. So there's the Sierra Center again at night. That actually fully lights up with LEDs. The lights will change pretty much every night. Every now and then they'll have them make out like a little shape or something. Depends on what they're feeling up to, feeling like doing. So there's Nesbitt again. There's the Armory. This is Market Street here. There's 33rd Street trolley station again. In the distance is the science building, and on the left is Drexel Law School. I forget our actual name for it. Heck, I don't even know if I've ever run into a law major here. Typically, because they're usually on the third floor of the library. Because we have the law school, the third floor of the library got converted to a law library. So that's got restricted access on it until I believe 6 p.m., possibly longer during midterms. Okay, so over there by the side of Nesbitt is the little bus shelter. Drexel has a shuttle service since we've got another campus in University City, so every 15 minutes shuttle bus will come pick you up to bring you to Center City, so you don't have to constantly pay to use SEPTA. And this is another shuttle bus over here. This takes you to the either the Queen Lane campus, or that one goes over to the Drexel Field House over on on 44th Street, where we've got some academic fields. So, it's a sucky, cloudy day, but it's nice and warm for being the middle of winter. It's like 60 degrees out. So, there's one building in Center City that'll usually tell you the temperature. It's that one there. It's got a little scrolling sort of screen on top of it that'll display advertisements, the time, weather, things like that. I think it's kind of cheesy, but I mean, that's one way to advertise. So again, there's the Rush building over on the left, rec center, residence halls in the distance. Nesbitt Hall again. So there's another Drexel bus. That's probably a charter bus. As to where that'll be going, who knows? But all of our buses here at Drexel are run by biodiesel. They're not hybrids, but they're cleaner than regular gas. UPenn, of course, had to one-up us and go hybrid with all their buses. There's a public safety car. Public safety is by everybody's favorite private security firm, Allied Barton. We do have our own police service as well. That's done by the Philadelphia Police Department. So this is new. They've finally put in a yield for pedestrians sign at that crosswalk, which they really needed. So here's Lancaster Walk again. The little fitness plaza, the DAC, Armory. So yeah, if you watched the video from yesterday, you're already familiar with this walk, but this is what I do every day here at Drexel, walking from one end to the other. The reason for that is Drexel originally was designed to be a commuter school, hence why all the classrooms and buildings are at one end of the campus, while the residence halls are all at the complete other end of the campus. But yeah, it's good work. I don't use the rec center, so this is how I work off my freshman 15, taking this walk every day and every now and then around the city as well. So to get to the city from here, if you drive, it's just a straight shot down Market. The other way is you just hop on a trolley at 33rd Street. Any trolley will take you to Center City. Just get off at 15th Street. The other thing you can do is take the subway to 15th Street as well. They both cost the same. They're both one token one way, another token the other way back. I personally prefer the trolley because there's a lot more routes you can get, so it usually comes a lot more often than the subway. And depending on the time of day, the trolley will just blow through stations because the trolley does not stop at every single stop if there is nobody waiting for the trolley or nobody wanting to get off at a stop. Unlike the subway, which stops at every station, even if it's only for under a minute. So here again's North Hall, parking lot. Back down that streetway, it's a little train yard for 30th Street Station, where SEPTA and Amtrak will have trains parked. It's got the free parking again. Well, it's sort of free parking. I mean, it's not metered, but if you park illegally, PPA will still nail you. And since it's college campus, of course, PPA is constantly patrolling here because they figure, oh, if you can pay tuition for Drexel or UPenn, you can afford to pay a parking ticket. So yeah, if you go into Center City, you actually hardly ever see PPA patrolling at all. Like here up near Drexel, you literally see them going at all times a day. But in the city, no. You can sit illegally parked in a spot for an hour, and you can do it because they never come, so they pretty much never notice. So again, there's Millennium, which I forgot to point out in the previous video from yesterday. That actually has a green roof on it, So there's supposedly grass growing on it, but it's probably really weeds and stuff. So here's just a little open field that we've got in the middle of all the residence halls. There's Tower again, there's Race. Calhoun's back that way. So that's about it.